Welcome to r/Offmychest, where OP's husband likes to strangle baby bunnies with his bare hands. Our next Reddit post is from Suspicious. My husband's confession made me faint, and now I don't know what to do. I'm a 30-year-old woman, and I have 2 children under the age of 3 with my husband, who's 30. I made a terrible decision of marrying out of obligation. We got married only after knowing each other for less than a few months. He was severely depressed when we got together and can be very abrasive. After I gave birth to our firstborn, I thought it was just my hormones combined with how abrasive he could be and the childhood trauma of mine that I felt like I could never leave our baby alone with him. I didn't think that he would do anything intentionally, but he becomes stressed easily, and accidents with someone so small can be fatal. I wasn't doing well at all. I only have him, and because of that, I didn't have anyone to rely on. When I went to get an IUD put in, I found out that I was pregnant again, which was bittersweet. I would take daily walks with my baby while I was pregnant with my second baby, and one time my husband decided to join me. He didn't say why, and it was out of character, so I figured he wanted to spend time with me. But instead, he had a confession. He'd always loved animals and the environment despite being a mechanic. I loved that balance about him, soft and strong, and a little unexpected. He confessed to hurting an animal while he was working. I stayed silent and listened, despite how bad I wanted to puke and was shaking from the adrenaline. When I asked him why, he said he wasn't sure at first. I gently pressed for answers, and he said it was vulnerable and doing something it shouldn't have been. Though I was calm, he begged me for forgiveness. He didn't know what was wrong with him and said that he felt like a monster. I said that he had to get therapy, and he agreed. I felt disgusted, but silently validated for feeling like I couldn't leave my baby with him. He was abused physically, emotionally, and sexually as a kid, and I was determined to help him and support him to become a man that he said that he wanted to be, despite the feelings I had from him vanishing. This conversation happened about a year ago, maybe a little less. He started therapy, and I've been trying to keep everything in order to support him. I wanted to be a good wife and friend. Yesterday, a fight started because he said I didn't trust him. I didn't deny it. He blew up, which I'm numb to at this point, but he asked if I wanted the truth. I said, of course, even though I wasn't sure what he was referring to, and he said that he ended them. My heart sank, and I asked who them was. Originally, he said that he had hurt one animal. This time, he confessed that it was multiple. A nest of bunnies. Like effing baby bunnies. I just stared because I didn't want to believe him, but I felt dizzy. Then I remembered that he called me. He had called me and asked me what to do with them, and I told him, bunnies are really good mommies and we'll come back for them. They nest in ditches sometimes, and that's normal. I asked if he was serious, and he said, yes, with my hands. And that last part destroyed me. I passed out. It was only for a few seconds, but I don't think I can feel anything right now. I go between numb and sobbing. He called me, and then he ended the bunnies. I don't and can't understand. I needed to put this somewhere. To make matters worse, I can't recall him calling me more than once with that question. 3 separate times. He's always trying to bring home stray wild animals, so I never thought anything of it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Silently disappear with my babies is all that I can think of. I don't know how or when, but I can't even look at them. Okay, the top comment is exactly what I was thinking. This is serial killer behavior. What I find even more disturbing than killing the bunnies, which by itself is really awful, is that he doesn't even seem to understand why he's doing it, which is really chilling to me. Because if he doesn't know why he's doing it, then what's stopping that same mysterious reason from making him kill anyone else, like OP or their babies? Our next Reddit post is from Other Seaweed. My sister had a relationship with a man who's married. She tried to say that she didn't know that he was married. However, his wife did have proof about my sister knowing this. My sister was his solicitor for a lawsuit that he was involved in. Things are bad for my sister because a solicitor is not allowed to have a relationship with a client. My sister was removed from her job, and she will never be able to be a solicitor again because she had a relationship with her client. She found out that he lied to her. The house he said they would live in after he was divorced belongs to his wife. She owned it before she married him, so it's hers. He also lied to my sister about his job and his salary. His wife has a good job and wealth. He had a premarital agreement with his wife, so he won't get any of her money. My sister thought that he had wealth and a good job because of his lies. She's pregnant and found out her child maintenance payment will be based on his low salary. She didn't know the man she had a relationship with had a premarital agreement with his wife. My confession is this. The only reason I haven't laughed to her face is because there will be a baby involved in her awful situation. However, she never has consequences for anything she does before now. My parents and other people always made sure she never faced consequences. Now there's nothing anyone can do to fix her mistakes. I'm serving in the armed forces, so I can ignore her when she asks for help. I'm enjoying that she's getting consequences and being humbled. Our next Reddit post is from Jumpy Bunny. My dad bought me lingerie for my 15th birthday. On the day of my 15th birthday, I remember my dad had come home after being away in Paris for work for a few weeks. Usually, my dad would buy me clothes for my birthday, and when he gave me my birthday present, I didn't really think that it would be anything different. He made sure to give it to me in a different room when nobody else in the family was around, and he told me that I was a big girl now and that big girls wear underwear like this. And when I opened the present, it was a lingerie set that was practically see-through, and it came with a matching thong, too. My dad told me not to tell my mom, but I was so disgusted that I went up to her later that night and showed it to her. I ended up throwing the lingerie set in the bin, even though I'm pretty sure it was quite expensive, and my parents argued the whole night. I never got another gift from my dad when he went away for work again, and I haven't told anybody about this except my mom and I guess now Reddit. I still think about this sometimes even though I'm 24 years old now, and I remember my mom later told me that my dad didn't mean for that gift to be sexual, and honestly didn't understand that it wasn't an appropriate gift for a daughter. I don't know if that was true or if I believe her, but my dad is pretty clueless and socially inappropriate at times, so I can see that maybe being true. I'm not looking for advice, but I guess I just wanted to get this off my chest. That is gross, sticky, and icky. It's always troubling when the 15-year-old is more emotionally mature than the adult in the situation. What I want to know is, if your dad thought that it was perfectly acceptable, why did he give the gift in secret and tell OP not to tell her mom? He knew what he was doing. Our next Reddit post is from Guarantee Quirky. I'm a male in high school. I won't be saying which school or how old I am, but it's a very small private school. I have terrible eating habits, lots of candy and energy drinks. Yesterday at school, I started feeling sick to my stomach, and I could tell that it was because I was gassy. I let one slip, quietly. I was in history class. A few seconds later, the smell hit me. It was extremely strong and very sulfuric. Shortly after that, the group sitting next to me started freaking out, crying, laughing, and opening windows. They didn't know it was me, and it was so sulfuric that it didn't even smell like a fart, so they assumed that it was coming from the vents. Today, it happened again in English class. It finally culminated in study hall 4th period when I did it again. I couldn't really control it at this point. Everyone in the room smelled it and opened the windows in a panic. The teacher said, "Clearly, y'all have never lived next to a chemical factory before. Apparently, this has been happening a lot recently. It's just the construction that's been happening." The smell eventually dissipated, the people calmed down. I later heard that both students and teachers were gossiping about a possible sulfur leak in the school and that it might be dangerous. Some administrators were mentioning running an investigation. So, yeah. My bad! Our next Reddit post is from Good Telephone. I'm a 17-year-old guy, and I have a 15-year-old sister who's obsessed with anime to an incredibly disturbing degree. Her favorite character is someone named Shuichi Saihara, who she claims she's in a relationship with and has posters and figures of all over her room. She role-plays as another character named Kokichi Oma, and wears some stupid costume 24/7. It has stains on it, by the way. I'm so sick of her. Her role-playing is cringe, and she goes into meltdowns and screams if I forget to call her Kokichi instead of her actual name, which causes me to get in trouble with my parents. And don't get me started with how much she stinks. She doesn't effing shower at all. According to her, Monokuma, whoever that is, won't allow it. This is not an anime. This is real life. Take an effing shower. She also looks borderline emaciated on the rare occasion I see her. She barely leaves her room nowadays. And the last time I saw her room, it looked like an effing dumpster. My last straw was when she asked me in front of my friends to play some kind of knife game with her. Is she out of her mind? I said no, obviously. This pissed her off and caused her to grab one of my dad's beer bottles from the trash and throw it in my vicinity. Since this has happened, all my friends refuse to have me over or even talk to me because they're afraid of my sister. Her BS is ruining my life. I'm sick of her. Okay, I don't think this is a anime obsession. This sounds like some kind of actual mental disorder. I think your sister needs real, genuine medical intervention, and it's pretty alarming to me that your parents haven't done that yet. Our next Reddit post is from Fun Argument. I've been constipated for some time, maybe almost a year now, and it's gotten to the point where I pooped on trash bags and tied them up without anyone knowing. As of now, no one knows about this. The reason I do this is because my bowels are too big, to the point that it just clogs the toilet because I eat terribly, and I barely eat any fruits or whatever makes you poop softer. And I didn't want to deal with that every 5 or 7 days. So one day, me and my parents got into an argument, and I got pretty heated about it because I didn't want to go to my grandma's home for the weekend. Then they went to the grocery store for maybe an hour or two. And by the time that happened, I got the urge to go poop. Instead of grabbing some bags and going to the bathroom, I instead got on top of the dining table and squatted before letting it all drop. I also made sure to wipe, obviously, and after I was done, I grabbed some Clorox wet wipes and wiped the whole table. It's been almost 8 months since this happened, and no one found out. Every time me and my family sits down at the table, all I can think of is me just squatting on top of it. OP, I have a few questions for you. 1, why? 2, why? The top comment. Dude, holy shit. Yeah, I agree. OP, have you ever heard the phrase, don't poop where you eat? Usually that's more of a metaphor. Don't mix business and pleasure, basically. I think you could also learn a lesson literally here. That was r/Offmychest, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit episodes every single day.